And welcome back to Manor Lords 101, episode 2. So I think I worked out a few kinks. It was a little laggy and slow last time. I'm hoping this is a bit smoother. Time will tell. Also, I forgot to mention how to just spin, right? Is this pushing your mouse button, the mouse wheel, and you should be able to rotate around. If not, I would check your keybind settings, but this should work for y'all. It took me a bit to figure that out, but it is super helpful for, getting these great shots right here, okay? And zooming in and manipulating the, see where you're setting up things. Also, there's this little tool, in case you haven't dabbled with it yet, you can actually walk around with your guy and, get the ground view. So, again, just some really basic beginner tips, but, I had trouble kind of finding things, and that's what motivated me to make this, so hopefully it helps. So picking up from where we left off in video 1, we're running out of food, boys, so we better get to it. We do have a guy over here collecting that meat. We'll actually connect him, so we'll get him set up over here. Right there is good enough. Beautiful. Nice little zigzag. We like that. So before we build and adjust anything else, we're going to go ahead and staff our granary and staff our storehouse. So we got one guy out there at the hunting camp, and then we're going to have one here and here. This will allow them to pick up the supplies that you start with as well. So it's super important you get somebody in here, at least for a little bit. In the very beginning, you're going to want to rotate your guys in and out, okay? For the start of any village, you're going to be rotating your guys quite frequently, and that's normal, okay, until you're up and running. I really wouldn't go build crazy with the berg plots, okay? Do your core 4, like we talked about, and get those built, which will remove the homelessness, which will up your approval. And again, this is on challenging mode, so the demands for approval are extra stringent here. Okay, we're running out of fuel. Got it. So this will be a good kind of preview, of how to get up and running on challenging mode as well. It's just another layer of difficulty and approval requirements. So let's get to work here. We are dwindling fast. I got the hunting camp. We got these boys stocking that up. Let's go ahead now and build out a logging camp. And we can place this a little bit further out from the village, but we'll get the logging camp. We'll get the woodcutter's lodge, which I'm actually I'll put over here. That's fine for now. And then we'll also get a saw pit up and going right across. You do want to be careful about where you place this, especially if it's too close to your hunting camp. You got to be mindful. You can actually manipulate where they cut wood. We'll go over that once that's built, to avoid kind of encroachment on your rich deposit there. You do not want that. Because this, really the wild animals too, and your hunting camp is OP, right? Overpowered. You definitely want to keep that. That's a juicy one, okay? That will feed everybody plus some. And we'll go over the development points and policies here later, or potentially another video. So we'll go ahead and speed this up a little bit. Make sure these boys, they start pulling these supplies and some of the food in here. Okay, looks like we got some stalls getting built. Great. We love to see it. Food is dwindling. We have no fuel, which is a lie. We do have some. Once these are built, we'll staff them out. So the storehouse and the granary too, they're also going to pick up the food from the hunting camp. So we should see this go up. It's up. So that's good. Yep, and right on cue, Baron's raising those taxes on me. I'm plenty wealthy though from my other regions, so no big deal there. Yep, so we got 3 months of food, so that's growing pretty quick, right? Hunting camp is awesome, okay? I would not, I think kind of a beginner's mistake is jumping right into farming. No. Don't do it. It requires quite a bit of families to get that up and going. And really, this is just a more efficient and faster way. Plus, it's giving you hides, excuse me, which you then turn into leather. And we can... No, we can't. We can't build that out yet. But that is going to be prio number 2 once we can start churning out some planks there. Okay? Because you're going to need it for your clothing, okay, requirements. When you want to upgrade to Berg plot number 2, you're going to need to have some leather on deck. All right, so again, we'll go ahead and fast forward this a little bit, see if we can get these built up fast. And then, yeah, we really, it's just a little slow to start here until we get a few other things done. And that's why it's crucial, too, to have that second ox to help really divvy up, right? So there they are. Boom, both of them. We got one laying down logs for our berg plots, and the other is laying down logs for some of the other projects we have. So that's why it's so important to get that second ox. And really, I could even go ahead and build a third one if I wanted to, because I do have the regional wealth for it. It doesn't hurt. It might be slightly overkill. Completely up to you how you want to manage that. Ideally, you want to keep some for when you're upgrading berg plots and trying to create some vegetable plots, which is something I will go over right now. Even though it's the dead of winter, I do like to get these built. Oh, it's being a little difficult. There we go. Okay. So I'll make that little extension. I don't think this is... So this is always good to check, too. Once you start building out some of your berg plots, this is not going to be a farming region at all, okay? And the way you can check is through here, okay? So emmer, flax, barley, and rye. Really, rye is something you actually have to spec into, rye cultivation. So if a zone is not fertile... It's really this is what a non-fertile zone looks like. This, funny enough, this is what a fertile zone looks like. Okay, so lots of emmer. Okay, so emmer and rye are essentially the same thing. It's wheat. Flax, obviously, flax you can use that to spin and to create capes and other leather-based type products. Actually, what are the two? Let's see. Do I have a tailor right here? I don't. Okay, we'll come back to that. There's so much that even I forget sometimes. But flax is, okay, there we go. Weaved into linen. And then linen into capes and a few other products. So, yes, fertile zone, non-fertile zone. Okay, so we're not going to really worry about farming at all here. So we can just go ahead and build out our berg plots however we want. We're not going to intrude into a possible fertile area. Okay, that's kind of where I was going with that. So with this, right, there's a couple different styles that I like. You can kind of build it across, I think is in this little L-shaped. It looks a little goofy, but it is the best use of total space in my opinion. So let me go ahead and retract that, which is just a right click. Let's see, like right about there. Cool. So I'm going to turn this into a big vegetable plot. And with veggie plots, you want to go bigger, okay? Bigger is better. You're just ensuring this is clearly a backyard extension, a very big one. And then you have the plus with that little house. So that's an additional family will live here and will solely work on your vegetable plot, which is super important. So you can have one family doing another job, carpentry or work in the hunting camp or one of the stalls, right? And then the other family can solely focus on growing the vegetables. So we'll go ahead and plop that down. Once that gets built, we'll build the veggie plot, which takes 15 regional wealth, if I'm not mistaken. So we'll build that one there, and then we'll build another one here, which we do want to change this road around a little bit. And again, another great timing for the autosave, always. Okay. That should be straight enough. Honestly, it will work regardless, so we'll pull it back. Actually, no, it won't. we have to wait for these supplies. But you get the gist of it. So we're going to do that L and then another L swinging back around this side, allowing for 2 larger vegetable plots on the sides of your core 4. Okay, and then I'm going to build a few other smaller plots, still with backyard extensions and the additional family, to complement your core 4. Then I'll just build out kind of however you want. There's really, it's very flexible. That's the best part of this game. But yeah, I hope some of those tips help. We're at another 10.5 minutes already, so I'm going to stop there, and then we'll pick up once these are constructed and a few other things in motion. Okay? All right, y'all.